thoughts on iLab?
I think it's a good place to learn, because also a good place for research because it has so many laptops. I'm a fan.
Nice.
It's nice to get out of the normal classroom setting.
Like,
Less than once.
less than once.
Very rarely I go there.
Right. What are your thoughts on iLab?
I think the iLab's pointless because students don't have free access.
Okay, and how many times do you visit per cycle?
Either one or none at all. I haven't visited the iLab since January.
I think it's good for club meetings, like share meetings, but I don't go there much for classes.
And how many times do you visit per cycle?
Like once tops, maybe twice.
I think that the iLab is great, but I don't have an opportunity to use it as much as I would like to.
Nice.
But there's a lot of nice chairs and nice rooms and computers, but I don't use it.
Nice. And how many times do you visit per cycle?
Probably not even every cycle. Probably every probably every 2 or 3 cycles.
Got it. Thank you. What are your thoughts on iLab?
Well, I feel like it's more of a distraction than a good place to work because sometimes it's easy to get distracted by like the cool chairs and like the cool computers, and you're too close to your peers and they can often distract you while you're trying to do your work.
And how many times do you visit per cycle?
I don't get to go there that much. It's like once for every like 6 cycles, maybe if I'm lucky. I don't feel like I get to go there as much as other people do.
What are your thoughts on iLab?
I really like iLab a lot. I had my share weekly meetings there every Monday, so like I spent a lot of time there. I think it's really good for like collaborative learning and stuff. I don't know if it's definitely better for some subjects than others. Like iLab has no use for math classes, but I think if you're working on like a group project in like English or social studies or like French, it works really well.
Nice. And how many times do you visit per cycle?
Well, I was there once a week every Mondays after school, so that's not like a cycle, that's weekly. And then I'd probably say like once every 2 cycles I'm probably in there.
Okay, so I don't really visit iLab that often, and when I do, I don't really get that much done when I'm in the iLab because people just really go into like their little areas and talk a lot and don't really work. But I think it's a good place to like, if you need to catch up on work by yourself, then if you're really focused then you can get things done, but that just hasn't been the case for me because I'm usually just with my friends in my class and we get distracted because of strict rules, I guess, on what we're supposed to be doing in that class.
Yeah, I definitely agree because it's definitely like a really fun area to hang out in, so I agree that when you're alone it's definitely more productive for a lot of people. So also I'm in life school, so life school doesn't like benefit as much from the iLab because we don't usually go there often. So.
And how many times do you guys visit per cycle?
Like none for me, I think.
Probably 1 at most. Now that APs are over, I'm going to iLab more times, but like I'd say like 1 definitely most during like the regular part of the year. Usually is none.
Thank you. So what are your thoughts on the iLab?
It's a really cool space, I think, in theory, but besides that, I don't know. I think quite pointless. I don't get a lot of work done in there.
And how often do you use it?
Depending on the class, I could use it like a few times per month or like never go in it ever. So, yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the iLab?
I think it's basically just a classroom.
So what are your thoughts on the iLab and the language lab?
Well, it's very advanced. They have advanced technology. You can do all sorts of things. They have computers. You can write on the walls, which is really nice. And it helps you learn at a faster pace. It's very useful.
So what are your thoughts on the iLab and the language lab?
I like the iLab. You know, it's air conditioned. Got the quiet rooms. I like how the whiteboards, you can draw on them. Draw whatever you like. It's fine.
What are your thoughts on the language lab and the iLab?
The language lab is new this year, so it was really great for students to be able to work on their listening and speaking, especially the listening comprehension. Also, it gives them really a more individualized experience.
Nice. And how often do you use the language lab?
The language lab we use once every other cycle, but of course we look for those opportunities to go more often. But every class is guaranteed to go in there once every 2 cycles. Okay? And then for the iLab, I think the iLab is a really great place for project-based learning. I know, for example, we did a trip, and we did a project, and it gives students the space that they need. It makes it easier to collaborate, and it just kind of gives them a different environment to do their learning. So, all right.
So what are your thoughts on the language lab?
I think that it's good that we have it. It's, I guess, easier when taking tests. It's just really annoying with all like the technical problems we have.
And how often do you use it?
Probably when it was like around AP time, a few times like per month, but other than that, not that much. Yeah.
And thoughts on the language lab?
It's no different than how it was last year, except there's little things between the computers.
And how often do you use the iLab?
I use language lab probably like once every 2 weeks in Spanish, and iLab like I'd say once a week at least.
And the language lab is good because it kind of does the same thing, just brings it all together.
And how often do you use both of them?
I use them pretty often, probably once a week for one of them.
Yeah, the language lab, I don't use it that much, but it's fine, I guess. Yeah.
And how often do you use both of them?
I would say I use the iLab mostly in Spanish and English. I'd say I use them at least once a week. Language lab I've not used very much, but I have used it before.